The international is over and you're still without some decent gear? It's time to check out DotaBoom.gg. There the international is still on, and with it comes a $300 skin giveaway exclusively for the viewers of the gameleap channel. So your chances to win are higher than ever. To participate, just click the link in the description, register on the site using any convenient method, make a minimum deposit, and that's it. You entered a $300 skin giveaway. And all that's left to do is click the link below the video, go to the Google form, and paste the link to your DotaBoom.gg profile. And wait for the results on November 15th on the DotaBoom.gg Telegram channel. Moreover, all new users can get 50 cents for registering an account and use them to open a case completely free of charge. Just make sure to use this promo code, get a bonus of 5% on your deposit, and participate in the $300 skin giveaway exclusively for the viewers of the gameleap channel. And the first 100 new users will also get 50 cents for registering. So click the link in the description right now, activate the promo code, claim your bonuses, and enter the giveaway. Good luck!
Hey, what is up, guys? It's your boy Speeder, and today we're going to be talking about Juggernaut. We're going to be doing a match analysis. Well, it was a pro game match analysis of Yuma, ranked 73 in Europe, one of the best carries in the world. I'm sure most of you guys know who he is. If you don't, he's the carry player for Heroic, the best South American team in the world. I think they, top 6 at TI, if I'm not mistaken? And yeah, I mean, I don't know what the title of this video is going to be. I don't know what my editor is going to make it, but I can really get you guys good here. Sub 10 Battle Fury. How to get a sub 10 Battle Fury every game. So that's what this video is about. Sub 10 Battle Fury, no matter what. And yeah, let's hop right into it. So I made a video yesterday. Maybe some of you guys saw that one. It was top 5 carries. Juggernaut is my favorite carry of the patch. So I'm like, okay, you know, if I'm going to say that, might as well put out a guide, kind of more in-depth, talk about, you know, some of the things to look out for, some of the things to do, the timings, and so on and so forth. So let's hop into it. Now, in terms of starting items, I'm usually not a huge fan of what he's lining up here. I do think that Wraithband is not the best item on Jug, only because you already have 7 armor, 6 starting, you know, like, I don't think it's that necessary, but okay, it's all right. There is some synergy with the facet and buying stat items, but generally, guys, in most lanes, buy Wand 3 branches or stick, circlet, branches, tangos, quelling. And go from there. I don't love skipping stick on this hero most games. You really need the mana. You get a lot of value out of mana on this hero. So, yeah. In terms of items, I generally disagree. Now, one thing I do want to talk about is the fast really quickly. It's called Blade Form. So, for a while, people were like, Speed, take the other one. What is the other one called? Blade Storm. Blade Fury can now critical strike based on the level of Blade Dance. Guys, it's not even close. This Blade Form facet, basically, if you're not taking damage, you get movement speed and agility, so you get damage and movement speed and armor. So I guess that's part of the reason he has 7 armor, because he's getting a bit of bonus agi from the Blade Form. This facet is just so good. It's so good. It lets you move around the map, move from camp to camp faster. When you join a fight, you hit faster. When you're last hitting in the lane, you just straight up have more damage. Like, because frequently in the lane, you're just walking around in circles, right? You're just not taking damage. You'll just go up to a last hit with like 3 more damage. That matters. It super matters, you know, especially in the late game, right? Because it's percentage. You get 2% of your agility and 1% of your movement speed. So it scales incredibly well with agi items. And that is why people are buying Manta style butterfly into eggs. You just want to stack agility and stack movement speed. So Manta is the best item for this hero for sure. And yeah, this facet is insane. Now, in this game, this is the reason you're probably not going to get a sub 10 Battle Fury, but he basically does this game. They end up setting up some sort of tri-lane, so sure, this is something you can do with Juggernaut. If you happen to be playing with your friends, you can try a little cheeky tri-lane strat. And I actually do think tri-lanes with Jug, if your subs have control, is very powerful, right? It's just a hero that provides a lot of damage at level 1. So if you have disables, you're likely to be able to get right, that first blood. So do like what they're doing here. It's pretty cool. Other than that, I mean, this hero's laning stage is pretty basic, guys. Most of the time, you don't really interact with people. Generally, you don't honestly click spin in the early levels. You can kind of use it to get range creeps, but it costs a lot of mana, and it's often hard to actually stick on people. And so, generally, don't use your abilities. If you're in a more standard match, you're not tri-laning, just be okay with chilling. You can play for level 3. When you have boots and level 3, that is when you can usually start to stick on people. And so typically the item that I like, or the item build I like, is Wand straight into boots. Because you really want boots for that level 3 spin timing. So you can start to look for kills, especially because your support will probably also have, right, a level 2 nuke. But Okay, so some shenanigans going on. Not going to spend too much time on this because it just basically doesn't happen in pubs. He's completing a Wraith Band again. I'm not the hugest fan. It's obviously okay. Oh my god, the bottle got sniped. Yeah, it's obviously okay with the facet, but again, not my favorite. Yeah, he's got his boots. He goes for a spin here. I mean, the wave was pushed up a bit. I think this is just because they're kind of stomping the lane. Generally, you don't want to do this. You can even see it's not even that favorable. Like, the reality of Jug is this hero does not dominate the early levels. If you're, like, stomping the early levels on Jug, I don't know, you're playing against, like, bots. Jug is just fine. The hero is just fine. You have solid damage, right? Very good animation, very good stats, right? High, solid movement speed, high armor, decent damage. So you can just kind of play the CS battle. Your hero's not the best at it. It's actually a reason why it wasn't overly popular in the pro scene. This hero's early laning is actually a little sus, especially because it just kind of lacks a range secure, and frankly, spin just isn't that good early on. It used to be. Like, back in the day, I remember you'd spin on some guy level 1. I don't know, they just, like, insta-die. Maybe because I was playing against people who, like, didn't buy items, but I don't know. I swear that's, like, what happened. Yeah, again, I'm very surprised he's not buying any stick. Like, yes, he has the luxury in this lane to just skill E. Do not just default, as we see the level 2 spin timing coming out here. Do like this, just very nice pressure. And they actually get the kill. So there we go. The level 2 brain sap with the level 2 Jug spin with a blood grenade is often enough to get a kill. And so you want to really, like, just be happy chilling. Maybe spin if someone overextends, right, at level 1, but mostly chill. Level 3, you can start to look for that kill. But yeah, again, as I was saying, you don't always just want to immediately default to your E. It's not that this ability is bad, it's crit, but the healing word is really good, and you're not always going to have a free lane. Sometimes you're going to be laning against, like, an axe, and this guy's going to be spamming Battle Hunger on you, and maybe their Pulse Force Snapfire is, like, clicking E on you, and you're having a tough time. You should be skilling healing word at level 2 and with a stick, right, to make sure you can sustain hard lanes. So, yeah, I Tusk camped him in the early game, so none of this really ends up being the case where he needs healing ward, but in a lot of games you absolutely do. Okay, let's skip ahead. So at this point, sitting on Agi Treads, he's going like some hyper quick Battle Fury build, totally fine. Again, I think in most games you should consider Raindrop's Wand, because this hero holds the lane very well, and you don't want to have to jungle on Jug that early. It's not terrible, but it's not great. You're not Terrorblade, you're not Alk, you're not Sven, and so you want to hold your lane. You have a heal ability and spell immunity, and so typically when you have heroes like that, you want to have items that enable it, and in my opinion, yeah, Wand Raindrop's a good option for that, but he's opting to just... I think what's happening in this game, which I actually do agree with, is his lane is so good that he can greed it out, right? And I can get behind that. He's even going to get the Lotus. He's being fed Tangos by his Bane, right? So things are just easier than they usually would be. And I'm saying that over and over again because I don't want people to watch this replay and be like, yeah, Yuma never buys a wand, so I'm never going to buy a wand. It's like, you're never going to be above 5k. That's probably the truth too. So for your next item, you're going to be buying Battle Fury, pretty standard. You buy the Cornucopia as soon as possible. Obviously, it can be from either Secret Shop is totally fine. And once you have Cornucopia and level 3 spin, you can start to feel comfortable using spin on neutral camps. I would not use spin on camps until this timing. Unfortunately, his courier died, which had the Cornucopia, but in general, I'm a fan. Wow, he's going mid. You know, I don't hate this. Jug is definitely one of the better carries at connecting to these early moves. Omni Slash is obviously just a pretty good ability, and Spin is a great ability at this point in the game. He ends up connecting to a play here, probably thinking about Omni Slashing, but sees the camp, so he's going to go for a spin. And yeah, I mean, this move is a bit much. It's definitely aggressive. I can see why he's doing it. They're so far ahead. They're literally stomping the game, stomping mid, and so they can kind of open up this mid tower with a little bit of pressure. But you can see that without a wand, without raindrops, and unfortunately with the Cornucopia dying, which is, you know, the main way he can make up for his mana, he's going to end up losing out on a lot of lane creep. So this sequence wasn't the best. I'm not sure I exactly agree with it. Hard to say because it obviously helps them, not obviously, but it helps them open up this mid-tier one, which is super, super huge when you're trying to play fast. You really want to open up this tower. Nice courier snipe. It's getting pressured a little bit. Tusk's going to TP in. This is kind of cool. So I don't know if how much they plan this. I assume they do, but you can proc tag team. As far as I'm concerned, you can proc tag team while hitting with spin. So for instance, it's kind of like how if Jug buys Maelstrom and he's spinning, he can't do right-click damage, but he can proc Maelstrom. Same thing with, like, MKB. And same thing even with Battle Fury Cleave, oddly enough. And so it's a pretty cool little combo that actually allows them to get the kill without Omni Slash, which I thought was awesome because this guy's tanky, you know? I wouldn't say he's, like, having a good game, but he's tanky. But yeah, they just run him down. So that was super awesome to see. Gets another Lotus, which is massive. And he is coming in on that 10-minute Fury. Not every day do you see a 10-minute Fury as he spins the large camp, as I'm mentioning, but he nearly hits it. You know, obviously I have to clickbait you guys. That is my job. So it wasn't exactly 10 minutes. Unfortunately, it was 10. Okay, almost 11. There we go. 10:45. So basically a 10-minute Battle Fury. And in terms of gameplay, guys, don't complicate the game. You should basically sit in your safe lane 9 out of 10 games and just farm your Battle Fury if given the option. I would say don't focus on rotating too much. I think what Yuma did has to be a very planned play where your team is going to bring stuns to you and collapse on the lane. I would not force moves like that. Just sit in your lane. This hero, again, is very, very good at dead laning because of spin and because of healing ward. And often, if you sit in your lane, you can set up kills for your subs by just being near the offlaner. And so I would say typically don't overforce. This was kind of crazy. Now, his Battle Fury, very sadly, dies on the courier. And so he makes the super aggressive decision to spin an Ancient Camp. Fortunately, the enemy did see this, and he dies. So be careful, guys. If you are going to spin camps, make sure you're not immediately showing somewhere else, or try to obviously be aware that there could be a ward. That one's a lot harder. But yeah, just be careful. If you're going to spin like a large camp, don't just immediately show on lane creeps. And definitely, at least if you're going to show, don't show that you're spinning. If the enemy is not right on the map, if they are threatening you. But yeah, okay, at this point, once he had Fury, he just cycled the jungle. Jug is primarily a scaling carry nowadays. I would say back in the day, he was played a lot more as a tempo hero. But honestly, most of the Jugs I watched some Chrysalis Jug as well. Most of them are just very farm oriented. You can see hits Fury and he just starts the line, right? All the way through the jungle. Gonna try to kill this camp before before the Minimark. Gets it done, back onto the next camp. Gonna come to the camps to the north, finish those off, down, another camp. So super nice farming pattern, probably gonna head and make his way back to the safe lane. They're looking for a kill, so instead of farming the complete rotation, he actually shows up, but unfortunately the Quap gets outplayed. And so nothing comes out of that. And he's just back to the jungle. Very basic. And one thing I do want to mention, right? You'll notice it from time to time. So every time he's like running between camps, he'll just occasionally get stacks of this blade form. And it's just going to make you farm that ever bit extra faster. And also with Yasha, it has a lot of synergy, right? You're just going to move very, very quickly around the map and be able to connect to plays very fast. Again, cycling through, actually opting to TP bottom. Wow. Not something I would have expected. TPing bottom for lane creeps. Is he going to gate? Okay, he considers gating, which I like. You can see he ran through this area here. He's like, maybe I want to take a fight top. But then someone TP'd out of top, and it's like, okay, nothing's going to happen. He just needs to ship out another TP. You should not play the game for an extended period of time without a TP. Love that he does that, right? Don't greed it out. But again, mainly neutrals. You hit the Fury. Can you show up to fights? Absolutely. If the enemy dives your tower, absolutely. But if your team is stomping the game, just farm. If you're afraid your 3K teammates are going to tell you, oh my god, Jug is AFK after they dive the tier 3 at minute 15 and feed, just hit some freaking creeps. If your team is this far ahead and give you this much space, just hit creeps. If your team is losing a bit, game's a bit closer, enemy team is diving a tier 2, absolutely show up and click Omni Slash. Absolutely. You should not be afraid of clicking Omni Slash when it's off cooldown, but you don't need to force it. It's not something I would recommend, especially when the game state is good. But yeah, let's keep going. Manta style completed minute 18. I would say you want to aim for around 20-minute Manta. His game is obviously absurdly good, and there's so much space, so it's going to be faster than average as they look for a kill here. Can't get the job done. That's fine. Hitting some neutrals. Opt into TP top here. He's on his Manta timing. This looks like a pretty promising Omni Slash. I guess we'll see. Yeah. I mean, a perfect Omni Slash. That's obviously exactly what you want to do. Thank you, Yuma, for showing us how to be a top 70 Dota player. Obviously, you want to click Omni Slash exactly like that. Super good. Super, super good. And back to jungling. Yes. Okay, let's talk about talents. Let's talk about skill build. so on and so forth. So generally you max spin, then you max your E. I'll go back a little bit quickly. Typically you max spin, then max E. He's doing a mix build, which is kind of weird. I don't know what the logic would ever be behind putting 2 points in Blade Dance and then going back for Healing Ward. Both abilities scale reasonably well. I would say Healing Ward scales a bit better, but if you're AFK farming, that extra bit of crit damage is obviously nice. I would say if you're looking more to fight or you need to help your team for whatever reason, max out the Healing Ward and be able to help out. Because, yeah, I mean, it is a very significant increase from 2 to 5. It really adds up as you get these points, and you should be high level as a carry, so you should get that pretty quickly. The more important thing, though, I'd say is actually the talents. He completely skips out and opts to just only get the level 15 talent at level 15. Gonna wait till level 16 for the next one. And he's gonna take movement speed during Blade Fury. So yeah, I do think Healing Ward Heal is a very valid option at level 15, but yeah, movement speed during Blade Fury kind of helps you split push, helps you get around the map, helps you chase people in team fights. I would say the main thing that it lets you do is kind of just disengage in general. It's very, very good at that. So yeah, sure. No problem. And again, back to hitting creeps. Unfortunately, if you watch this and you're a carry player, you pick the most boring role in Dota. That's not my problem. You chose this. Go play Weaver if you want to be active or something like that. But if you want to play Jug, most of the time, you're going to do this until the Torm is up. This hero is really good at taking Torm. It's actually one of the main upsides of this hero is that you don't have to have your team all at 1 HP. And that is huge. Like, I can't stress how much of an upside that is for me. And so, yeah, unfortunately, in your average, like 3 to 4 to 5k pub, it's hard to get your team to take Torm. But if you can get them to do it, or if you have a Jug on your team, right, you're not playing Jug, but you have a Jug on your team, look to make the Torm play. It's very, very safe with this hero because of Healing Ward, as long as it's maxed out. Even with 1 point, it probably won't be too bad. But yeah, especially when it's maxed out. Same thing with Roche. It's very easy this game because they have Tusk. But with Jug, Roshing is much easier than compared to a lot of heroes, because for 25 seconds, you have that extra healing. Now, he ends up going for the Healing Ward cooldown. I definitely agree with this. If you don't know what Duelist is, I'll quickly cover that. Basically, if someone's facing him, he deals more damage. This always applies during Omni Slash. Omni Slash hits from the front, which is why it actually is a weird counter to Bristleback and actually bad against Mars. But yeah, I mean, that's how that works. And so he goes for Healing Ward cooldown. Duelist damage is not bad. It's basically like 4% more damage on Omni Slash, which is obviously okay. But Healing Ward, guys, the big thing is this level 20 talent is ridiculously good. The Healing Ward hits the kill. If he doesn't take it, I will resign as a content creator. I promise. Because it is that good. But yeah, farms it up. Working towards that Fury. Healing Ward to Siege. He's got an Aegis. I would say basically don't go near tier 2s until you have an Aegis. There's no reason. Just farm with your Fury. You farm really, really fast on this hero. When you have Fury. So, you know, he's making a play. His team's chilling. Takes a tier 2. When you have Aegis, you should start to look to Siege. It's really easy to Siege with this hero because of Healing Ward and because of Spin. Another thing I'd like to quickly mention when you're playing this hero, Blade Fury not only dispels you when you use it, but also at the end of it. So when Spin ends, Jug gets a strong dispel. A lot of people just don't know that. Juggernaut at the end of his spin gets strong dispel. So if you Fiend's Grip a Jug as Bane while he's spinning and it ends, the grip will get canceled. If you Ravage this guy while, like, at the end of his spin, trying to stun him, like, right as it ends, he just won't be stunned. And so you actually have to know that. And if you're playing Jug, it's super useful. Super, super useful. It's one of the weirder interactions. But, okay, Butterfly online, he still doesn't seem fully content. And I will admit, guys, I think the main timing of this hero is this axe. Like, this is one of those heroes where, like, you should feel really comfortable scaling. I mean, this hero just, it's like 4 or 5 item timing is nasty. This hero starts to get very dirty at this point in the game. By the way, I would like to cover, again, this blade form. So now at this point of the game, you can see when he's connecting to fights, as the game progresses, it's going to give him a lot, right? Every single tick, I believe, is 4 movement speed and, what is it? Yeah, 4 movement speed and like 2-ish damage. Really, the big thing is the movement speed. It just, like, when you're connecting to these fights, you can see he's just, like, randomly 420 movement speed. Oh, and creeps? Wait, creeps and tower? What is the linger on it? The linger seems pretty, okay, it's after 2 seconds, and I guess creeps don't cancel it? Or did none of them hit him? Wait, hold up. I think none of the creeps hit him. That's crazy. I'm pretty, like, creeps definitely cancel it. Okay, that looked so weird. But yeah, another tier 2 Siege. pretty standard. Once you have Butterfly, basically what you can tell your team is like, hey, I'm practically invincible on this timing. Just let me hit the tower and make them go on us, because it's really hard to go on Jug. Like, on this timing, this hero is just like almost unkillable. And it obviously depends on matchups, but very, very hard to kill, as he should drop a Healing Ward. Even there, they go on him, they try to poke him, they couldn't get the job done. And now he's back to sieging, so beautiful. Ag's almost complete, and Ag's is just huge, because frankly, the issue with this hero is you need, I mean, one thing I'd like to mention, you'd really want stuns with Jug. This is definitely one of those heroes where you like super want stuns, because you lack control. And so you kind of need the Ags so that you don't get kited. Like, Omni Slash helps you not get kited as well, but it's obviously very committal. And so it's something you have to keep in mind as, okay, maybe he'll Omni Slash the Slaughter here, wouldn't be shocked. Just eviscerate him, completely remove him from the game. Obviously in the late game, I'm sure most of you guys know this at this point in Dota's history, or in your Dota journey. If someone's alone, just click Omni Slash on them in the team fight. Like, it can even be a sup, just taking someone out of the fight at the beginning of a fight from full if they're alone and don't have like a Ghost or a Glimmer, and that's up to you. You have to be able to check quickly and say who has Ghost, who has Glimmer. And one thing that's interesting is this patch, you can no longer Ghost Scepter during BKB, so that item is going to be a bit less popular. Still should be purchased against Jug pretty frequently. And there we go, the Healing Ward's talent. And now this is when the hero just starts to get to work. You just basically challenge the enemy and say, can you kill me? Can you kill me through Healing Ward? Because it's just hard. He's actually even doing it without Healing Ward. They have a 13k lead. He has 2 saves. And so I don't blame him for being comfortable when he has like a Tusk and a Bane, this much of a lead. I would say don't like siege too heavily without Healing Ward. You have Healing Ward cooldown. The downtime isn't that long. It's, I believe, 23 seconds. So you don't have to force it that hard, as they're going to back off. Okay. And he's looking to go for, Abyssal here, which definitely solid, right? It's nice because when you use Swift Slash, you're then on top of them. You're probably going to bash them, and then you're also going to be on top of them to Abyssal them. So Abyssal, fantastic on Jug. You have so much attack speed at this point in the game. I also think Scotty is a fine option. If not that, then Swift Blink. I would say, I don't think you needed the Omni Slash to Chen there. I'm pretty sure you could just Swift Slash this guy. Maybe he's afraid, like he doesn't really know what's going on, what's around, but probably could have Swift Slashed that guy. Whatever, it's fine. But yeah, it's usually either Abyssal, Scotty, or Swift Blink. You can see the trend within all 3 of the items. It's just control. You need some form of mobility / control. This hero's main flaw is that. Again, no stun, no slow. And so you need your items to compensate, which is the Ags and then eventually the Scotty. And yeah, you can see he's fine taking a chill game. Yeah, you're against Medusa, but like, this hero has no issues scaling at all. And it doesn't even slow down there. You can eat the Ags, then buy, another damage item, or eat the Ags, buy Swift Blink now. Like, Nullifier is very good on this hero. It's like a last item as well when people, buy their Desperation Ghost Scepters and Yule Scepters and stuff like that. By the way, let's quickly talk about level 25. Unfortunately, he just clicked on Jug. I think this one is basically, not always, but it depends. If it's for some reason a free game to click Omni Slash, you can take that. But generally, take Blade Dance Lifesteal. You just get the lifesteal going. So yeah, fight breaks out. I like what he does here, which is basically just kind of Swift Slashing. You typically just want to Swift Slash the first thing you see, and it should let you make a judgment call, like, can I Omni Slash now? As he's probably thinking about, like, can I Omni Slash this guy? He even clicks on him. Wow, this human guy is good. He clicks on him, he's like, yeah, does he have some cheese? Maybe basically, does he have some cheese? Oh, another thing that buffed Jug this patch that I heard is that the neutral item, the tier 4, the Outworld Staff, you used to be able to just, like, cancel Omni. Apparently, it just doesn't work anymore. Omni just keeps going. And so, like, this hero just got buffed. It was already, like, top 5 win rate, and then it just got Giga buff with the Ghost Scepter change and Giga buff with the Outworld Staff change. As he's going to spin away here, and again, it's a hard dispel, so Corrosive Haze from Slaughter will just go away. One of the biggest upsides of spin to disengage. As they're trying to poke, it's a little hard to get through this Dusa. I do like the Scotty against Dusa. I'm kind of glad he bought it. Oh, he could buy... I could see him buying even Disperser this game. I wouldn't mind it. I definitely wouldn't mind it. It's a solid Jug item, because again, it's kind of that slow / movement speed / mobility. Okay, opting to... Oh, Omni Slash. It bounces onto the back line and nearly kills off Storm. He's going to spin immediately. I don't mind that. And by the way, you can apply Scotty. And another reason Disperser can be good too is you can use the Mana Burn. As he gets onto the Dusa, and this probably is a kill. I can't imagine she can man up. As the Ruscati, she doesn't do any damage, I think. What happened to the healing ward? Maybe he wasted that? Oh, just using the Roche. Yeah, pretty standard. And again, this hero's so good at forcing Roche because you just can't really poke him, right? And that's the best way to stall, like, Roches. You poke. Omni Slash here, a little sus. It just super worked out. It did so much damage. Like, it actually did so much damage. And, yeah, it is cooked, as they say. It is cooked. Slaughter goes in. Swift Slash, boom. Kind of helps him stick on top of the Slaughter there. Easily blows him up. Jason onto the Hoodwink. And, oh, he actually queues up MKB. Okay. I wonder if he would go drop treads before. I could see, like, Disperser this game over treads for movement speed, and then, like, not having that. Because sometimes eating Ags is just sus, guys. It takes a long time to eat Ags and complete an item. It's expensive. It delays buyback by a long time. Like, typically, kind of basically just means you won't have buyback for a long time, which is pretty sus in the late game. And, yeah, I mean, the movement speed isn't always the biggest issue for this hero in the late game, just because of the facet. If you're just, like, in a smoke, and your facets start charging up, you're just going to be like, the facet can give you up to 40 movement speed at this point of the game. And, you know, it's just kind of enough, right? It replaces boots, essentially, if you're in a smoke. As, all right, Roche it up. Lil Aegis actually takes the wisdom, going to pop a clarity. Okay, so, whoa, boots over Ags. I think what you do here, I actually like this decision if he slots the Ags back in when he goes high ground. I think it's better to have boots if you're just going to, like, push out waves and farm. It's definitely better for that, but I think you slot the Ags. There you go. Okay, yeah, so he actually slots Fury and Ags. I like that. Okay, cool adaptation. Definitely cool. I like the angle here. Obviously the MKB, not obviously, but the MKB is for the Dusa Butterfly, as they are deep in the base. But yeah, you actually can do this. It's one of the weirdest things in Dota. Pretty cool. As they go deep. Swift Slash, Ghost Scepter comes out, so maybe he'll spin to try to finish the Ghost Scepter target. Usually it's a little sus, but alright, he's going for it. Fortunately, can't get the job done. This does look like an Omni Slash, and he'll drop it. The Hoodwink trying to tank it. It was a noble go from the Hoodwink, but yeah, just chopping up the Dusa, chopping up the Storm. Chippy chop. And that's how you get a 10-minute Battle Fury every single game with no exceptions. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one, and I'm out. Peace.